Hey, what's going on, my friends? This is Dave Sharpe. Welcome to Wake Up Legendary. It's Monday morning, February 28th, the last day of the month in 2022. Where you at? I'm just trying to check in, just wondering if you're just catching up with the year. Is the year just catching up with you? Are you ahead of your goals, behind? Are you just crawling out from under the covers? Anyways, just checking in today. We're going to be talking with Danielle Shaw, and she's going to be talking about, amongst other things, consistency with one offer is key to generate results. I wonder what she means by that. Danielle, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
You're very welcome. So, is this something that you're excited to be doing here this morning? Is this something that
Absolutely. What other way to
okay.
start your Monday morning? Start your week
Nice.
off right?
Nice, nice. So tell us how, you found what happened in your world, in your life, to get you started online, and then eventually how did you find Legendary?
Well, my story's a little bit of a whirlwind one. I've actually been an entrepreneur for probably about 6 years now, but in totally unrelated fields. I actually own a contracting company for aerospace, and we build private jets. So I used to do that for about 10 years, which was absolutely awful. The pay was great, but long hours, and it was filled with chemicals. And the job that I had, because I'm small and I'm a girl, I had to crawl through a hole that was about this big with
Hmm.
an oxygen mask into the tank, and I would have to do all my work in there all day long. So it wasn't even like I was stuck in a factory for like 12 hours. I was literally stuck inside of an airplane. So it got to the point where like
You
my
were stuck in
body
a
was
hole
being,
inside of an airplane inside of a factory, right?
yeah, inside of the wings. I don't know if you've ever looked under like an airplane wing, but they have little access panels in case anything goes wrong, so they can go in there and fix it. And only certain size
Hmm.
people can go in there and fix it. So
Well,
I was that.
I'm 6'1", almost 200 pounds. So no, I don't know that I'd even fit in one of those little holes.
You might be able to get in up to here. You could get your head in, but any further, like I couldn't. My shoulders are too broad to go in if I just sat like this. Like I had to put my arms above my head. So yeah, lucky you, you would not have fit in there.
Mm.
But it got to the point where every single day I was coming home, my body was bruised, like it was just brutal, and I could barely function anymore. And I'm like, you know what? I am still in my 20s, and I shouldn't be feeling like this. I'm like, what's going to happen to me at 30 or 40? And I'm like, I need something different.
Mm.
So I somehow got catapulted into the world of dog breeding, which is something I have never done before. Like I love animals. I have a passion for animals. So
Mhm.
I actually met somebody who was a dog breeder, and he's like, well, come join my business. Like, let's join forces and we'll build this big empire and make it work. And
Wow.
well, wow is right, but let me tell you, if something sounds too good to be true, sometimes it is.
Yeah.
So I ended up doing dog breeding for about a year, and it
Dog
was
breeding.
going,
Wow. That's
yeah, like
lot
it,
of
it went
lot of
from inside of an airplane to inside of an animal. Like fully assisting with the birth and everything, like just covered. Like
uh,
it
right.
was it was one thing to from one thing to another. I actually still do breed. Like I do genuinely enjoy it, and actually helping to better the breed. It's not like, for me, it's not about just the puppies. Like I actually genuinely want to make the breed better and healthier. So I
Mm.
do still do that on the side, but man, when you have 20 dogs running around, it's a lot. It's a lot of work.
Wow. That sounds like a
So
lot.
yeah.
The thought of one dog is overwhelming. I mean, let alone at 20 actually running around.
And the best part about it is, I don't know if you know the breed, but they're Belgian Malinois. The police and army are using them. Super high energy, climbing trees, climbing walls.
Wow.
They
Yeah,
start
wow.
that at about 2 weeks old.
No, that's the last thing I need in my house. I got a curtain climber and a rug rat in there right now
A
already.
curtain climber. Yeah, so I was like, I can't do this. Like, I can't do it full time anymore because it's insane. I'm like, at any given point, I think the worst. I was also breeding Sphinx cats as well. I think at the worst point, I had 18 cats and like 20 dogs that I was taking care of, and obviously, like, I had employees and stuff to help, but just the chaos and the organization and everything that has to go into that, I was like, I need something different. And
all right, so I mean, you know, that so what when was this? Like, give us a timeline and then tell us what happened next.
The dog breeding was actually last year, actually just over a year ago, about a year and a half ago. I got into that while still working in aerospace, kind of doing the transition over.
And then I was doing like you're sitting on the floor, you got, you know, dog butt all in your face and just things are going crazy, but you're on your phone and you're on TikTok and you see a bit. Like, what happened next? Like, how did you get in from offline and in airplane wings to on the internet? You know?
So the next part is where it gets a little bit interesting. I had no intention of ever making the jump onto online. And fun fact that anyone who's been following me for a little bit probably already knows this, because I've shared my beginner story. When I first decided to get online, I had to call my sister and ask her how to turn on my laptop, because I am not techie whatsoever. I barely used my own social media for personal reasons. So for me to make the jump online, it was something I'm like, I need to keep up with the times. And I saw how much was going on online. And I'm like, you know what? I don't want to miss out on that. So I was with someone, the same someone that I started the dog breeding business with. And he was not at all supportive. Like, he wanted me to do what he wanted me to do. And then sadly, that relationship became highly, highly abusive. So I ended up packing up all of my stuff. I got in a U-Haul. I drove across Canada, and I'm like, you know what? We're hitting reset on the entire life. So opened up the laptop, turned it on, and I don't even remember. I wish I could remember her name, because it was a girl on TikTok. But I didn't even know what affiliate marketing was at the time. So I was kind of just scrolling. And I'm like, man, what is this? I see this course everywhere. Why not take a chance and jump on? I'm like, what else are you going to do? I'm in a new place, new people.
You're basically fleeing at this point an abusive relationship across the entire country of Canada. What, like from the entire West Coast to the East Coast? Or how far is this travel? Just give us an idea of how far
you drove 3,600 kilometers. So I'm not sure what that is in miles. I know you guys are down in the States, but I moved from Ontario,
basically like one side of the country to the other.
Yeah, so I moved literally from the bottom of Ontario, and to get out of Ontario, I think it took me a full 24 hours, because you have to travel up the entire province, go around all the lakes, and then come back down and then cross Canada. So the journey ended up taking me about 3.5 days. But I ended up, like, I packed everything. I threw my dog and my cat in the back of the truck, and I'm like, you know what? I deserve better, and I need to go find better. And I'm like, it isn't here. So it took me a good year to get out of that situation. It wasn't a good one, but it just proves, like, you can overcome anything. Like, if you're in a situation and you're stuck, change it, move, leave, do something, do anything.
As a large cat butt comes.
Anytime I turn the camera on, she's like, "Hey, Mom, what you doing?"
I actually have these magnets of actual cat butts. It's like if you just took an entire cat and just cut them in half, and then put the magnet right there on, like, where you just cut them in the middle, and then you just, you know, you can just put it on your fridge or your dishwasher or whatever, and it's a cat butt.
Where did you get these? You're gonna need to leave a link.
I don't know. I need to go become an affiliate, though.
Honestly, That sounds like such a cool idea.
Yeah, cat butt magnets. So like when did you first, do you think, take the challenge? I mean, what month or do you think that was?
I I'm pretty sure I started it end of October. This whole big move happened in September. And I remember coming across
Oh, okay.
Legendary, and like most people, I was like, "Oh, I don't trust it. I don't it's online," because I knew nothing about
Now
the
hold
online
on. You're
world. So,
saying you just said like most people. Well, now you're putting words and thoughts into people's head. You don't know that's what most people think.
well,
That's what
most
you
people
thought.
that I've had a conversation with, when they come to me and they ask about getting started online, they're like, "Is it actually legit? Like, no way all these people are making money online." And I'm like, I thought the same thing, just because like I was in the world of factory, and I
Yeah.
had no idea that that was a possibility, to even like open your laptop and you can start making money on your own. Like, that just completely blew my mind.
Yeah.
So, and I know a lot of people who have come to me and asked for help on getting started. That's their first question. They're like, "Can you actually do this?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Absolutely." I'm like, "If I can do it, anyone can do it." Coming from the
Yeah.
situation I came from, not knowing how to turn on a laptop, I'm like, all you need is a little bit of confidence and just stay consistent. That's the
Yeah.
biggest thing that I've learned.
Yeah, so no, I think you're right about that. I think you're right also in the fact that, and you too. So I think also you can ask yourself, and this is what I do a lot, and this can be both helpful, it can also be a little bit misleading, but I can also just ask myself, well, hey, what did I feel when I went back to when I first saw all this stuff online? And the
Yeah.
truth is that back over 10 years ago when I first started seeing a lot of this stuff online, that was my first reaction too, was like, holy shit, like, can this be real for me too? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, all you guys look like normal people. Like you're,
Yeah.
because I remember, I mean, 10 plus years ago, people were doing the same thing. We were using different ways to drive traffic. TikTok didn't exist, Instagram didn't exist, Facebook was
So
just
much
coming on
social
the
media
scene.
didn't exist. Yeah.
Yeah, we were coming out of MySpace, but people all
My
still, yeah, you remember,
yeah.
people all were still, and we weren't even recording like landing page videos and stuff on phones. We had to do them, and this was just 10 plus years ago. We had to do them on, little cameras. I think it was called a flip cams. It wasn't like super, it was made to just shoot quick videos.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing guys too, like in shorts and tank, flip flops, and I'm going, "Is
How?
this?" I remember, yeah. So what? How did you deal with that as you saw the material first and the videos and stuff, and then how did you? I think I want to ask also, what were the things as you were going through the challenge that were light bulb moments for you? Did you and also has the tech pieces come easy for you? And if not, how have you overcome those challenges? I'm just asking you those from the perspective of having zero internet marketing experience. You're clearly smart and have done other things, but there's still going to be a learning curve here. So how have
Oh,
you dealt with it?
absolutely. So I officially got started, I think, in October for the challenge. But like I said, I'd found Legendary in September, and I kept going back and looking, and I'm like, in my head, it was just all those doubts, like, you can't do this, you're not techie, like, you're never gonna make it. So I kept scrolling, and then I just got, my TikTok was flooded with affiliate marketing, and everyone was talking about how much Legendary had changed their lives. And I'm like, okay, you know what? Like, I'm just gonna sign up. I'm gonna go for it. I mean, worst case scenario, it's not for me. I'm like, but at least I can say that I tried and I gave it my all. So I signed up for the challenge, and then within the first video, it was actually you. And you had just come on the screen, and you seem like such a genuine person. And I'm like, wow, like, he's a human, he's normal, he's real. I'm like, this actually exists. Like maybe this is a possibility. So after that, like I don't think I missed a day. I was there every single day, showing up for my video, watching all the training and everything, and just going through it all. I think it was around day 3 I started to get a little bit overwhelmed because there was just so much tech stuff and everything on the back end. So I ended up signing up for, I think, every single account out there because I didn't know what a funnel builder was, what an autoresponder was. And there was so many names being thrown out in the community. And I'm like, I guess I just need one of all of these, which I found out later I definitely do not. But it was literally
maybe you need what? Maybe you need what?
Yeah. I signed up for like every single funnel builder, every single autoresponder, and I'm like, because all the names were being thrown out in the community. So I think at one point, like I was signed up for GetResponse, Aweber, I had ClickFunnels system, and I was just going through the whole list.
Right.
Because I had seen someone on TikTok and they're like, well, this is the software you'll need. So I went and Googled it, looked it all up, and I'm like, okay, let's give this a shot. So it wasn't until like I fully digested, I think it was day 3, where I kind of had all this software running and no idea how to use it. So I kind of took what you had taught as soon as you started with the funnel building and everything. And I'm like, you know what? Sometimes it's better just to take a step back, look at the whole picture, and then start putting the pieces together one at a time. I think my issue was I tried to just get everything at once and run with it. And that it wasn't a good way to go about it because I completely overwhelmed myself. So when I stepped back and I took it, like you had one video one day and I took what you were teaching there and then I implemented it. And then I would go back and actually rewatch the video to see if there was anything I had missed. And when I kind of slowed down and took time to digest everything, that's when everything started falling into place. And I'm like, I don't have to be an expert overnight. I just kind of got to take the time and learn a little bit extra every day. I'm like, keep improving your skills every day. But my initial mistake was literally just jumping in and I'm like, I'm gonna nail this. Like,
and I mean, you kind of, I mean, the way you describe that is kind of like in your, obviously, and so clearly not a guy, but you kind of, the way you describe that, I can relate to that because it's kind of like a guy just saying, I don't need to read the instructions, you know. I don't experience a lot of women like that, but I don't put a lot of stuff together with women. I mean, actually,
probably,
you know, my wife, well, just my wife, and when she's putting stuff together, she's reading the instructions. I mean, you know, so I get it. And I think what you said just there was really useful because, you know, it's like there's if people who came through this our process would literally just follow the process and not go off and do it their own way and stop 2 days in or sign up and not even get started. Of course, that's people are famous for that. But start and then stop and then start and then do it your own way and say, and look, I'm not trying to be condescending here. I'm just saying that everybody in the comments name something that you like, you likely know more about than other people. Just write something down that you likely know more about than other people. I mean, and say it with some pride. Come on, everybody. All of you likely know something more and can do it better than other people. Every one of you. And if a single one of you says that you can't do that, well, damn it, you're lying. So now, okay, Carolina says skincare. So pretend that I come to Carolina and I say, you know, look, I am in a lot of pain here. Like I've got acne and I've got sunspots and I am so self-conscious and it's causing me my confidence and I just want, I'm genuinely in pain and I come to Carolina and I say, please help me with my skincare. And then she says, okay, I've seen this before. I've done this thousands of times. Thousands of times I've done this, and I've got a system, and just I'll give you all the stuff, and you take it home and you do it. And she shows me exactly how to do it. And then I get home and I say, I don't think I'm going to fucking do it that way. I don't think I'm going to use that. I'm not going to use that. I'm just going to switch this. I'm going to do this piece first as screw it. I'm not going to do the toner and the this and that. I'm just going to do the moisturizer. Whatever. I'll just do it my way.
Hey, you got 2 skincare products.
Then I go back to Carolina and I say,
it's not working.
It's a scam. You know, so I'm just every single one of you, Chelsea, truck driving, Vernell, cooking, Clark, flying planes. I mean, we've got custom design, occupational therapists, daycare, you know, holistic mama nutrition, boats, building great funnels, babies, songwriting, children, websites. There's so many different things. And just imagine if I came to you, or anyone came to you and said, you know, genuinely help me, and here's my money, I'll pay for it, everything. And then, but just, I'm going to do it my way. I really don't even know why I'm coming to you, because I'm really just going to take your ingredients and just mishmash them all up. And I know we don't purposefully, we're not trying to be, you know, we're not, it's just human nature, Danielle. Why do you think we do that? Why do we say, help me, and then begin telling the help how to help us?
I honestly, I see this a lot too, and I'm fairly new to the industry, so I can only imagine how much of that you've gone through. But give me your personal experience, because you're a smart girl, and surely there was some times as you were going through the training, doing some things that you said, well, I could see a different way to do this, but I'm going to trust. And you even alluded to it a little bit before that you know, I guess it brought you plenty of overwhelm to where you finally just said, okay, I'm going to scrap all this. And because I've come here asking for help, not, I need to know when to be, what I'm alluding to is, Danielle, how do you know when to be the teacher and when to be the student? Well, like when I first got started, I think a lot of the reason that I got so overwhelmed and I had so many different things going on is because there's so much information out there, and it's just human nature that whenever someone says, hey, I got a free information video or free something, everyone's just raising their hand and you get lost in it. So it's kind of like you got to put the blinders on. And I know everyone's offering something and everyone's offering their help, and that's absolutely amazing. And 100% like reach out if you're stuck. But I truly found like my groove when I picked one product, one mentor, and I stuck with like one traffic source. I'm like, instead of trying to be all over the place, focus on one thing, one person, like listen to what they're saying. Pick someone that's where you want to be and do what they're doing, because they obviously know what they're doing, right? So it wasn't until like I was just getting information thrown at me from every angle, and I actually had to just start telling people like, I thank you, I appreciate you trying to explain how you're doing it your way, but like I need to stick with what I'm doing because it's working. So it's more so just blocking out the noise, because there's a lot of noise out there.
Yeah, there is. And there's also a lot of noise inside of our own heads too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's ultimately where the majority of the noise is.
That's a whole other demon.
Yeah, we titled this show, you know, how to basically use one offer and generate results. Consistency with one offer is key. That was your suggestion and idea. What do you mean by that? And can you elaborate?
Yeah, so I see a lot of people just starting out like I did in the beginning, and I had a bunch of products in the pet niche because the dog breeding, and then I was in make money online. So I kind of had products all over the place. I had little like low-end products from Amazon that I was trying to market, and I was in 2 different niches at once as a beginner. That's definitely a big no-no. So I was spreading myself way too thin, and I'm like, I need to focus on one thing. Like instead of putting 10% of my effort into 10 different things, I'm like, I'm picking one offer and I'm going to put 100% of my focus and attention into that one offer. And then I realized that the people that were following me and looking up to me, they were more like they were on a straight line path now, because they're like, well, before I saw you talking about this product, this product, this product, and this product. And they're like, we just got kind of confused at how each product worked, like how each of them helped. And they're like, once you actually picked one offer, like all my content was based on helping people surrounding that offer. So it kind of like we came together as a community, and I found a tribe, and they're like, we're not so confused anymore. Like you've picked one thing and you've stuck with it. And they knew what my message was. They knew what I was about. And they would come to me more and more with questions, because they knew what I was doing, I guess, if that makes sense. It wasn't just kind of throwing a bunch of offers out there. I think people get excited when they first start and they're like, here's a link, here's a link, here's a link. But
yeah,
I think it does more harm than good when you're just trying to get all your links out there. Like providing true value to the community and like having one offer is what truly changed the game for me.
And what you're saying is having one offer and just being kind of consistent with marketing that offer.
Yeah.
And then also offering and knowing and understanding what's included in that offer.
Yeah.
And then being able to offer support for that offer is what you're saying.
Exactly.
And instead of just, being instead of just, and I think people can tell the difference when you really, it seems like you're engaged, interested, even purchase the product and are a customer of it yourself, versus you're just signing up for affiliate programs and slanging links and hoping somebody buys something.
You seem a lot more genuine when you could actually answer questions about the product, right? Like if you're switching products or offers every single month, how much do you really know about what you're trying to sell people? And like personally, I don't want to recommend anything that I don't know, love, and use myself. So it's like people kind of get distracted and then they'll start a new offer, and then all those people that you've been like building up for the past weeks or months, they'll come to you asking about that offer, and you're already onto something different. So you could have just missed out on a whole community of people that actually genuinely wants your help. But if you're too busy bouncing around, you're not going to have the knowledge or information to share with them and help them at the end of the day.
Yeah. Well, did I I understand the concept of consistently promoting the same offer and then offering even bonuses or support for that offer. Did you also make any shift in being more consistent with your front end content, your edutainment, those pieces of TikTok content, those pieces of Facebook content, those pieces of Instagram content? How did that front end ads, again, whether they're organic or paid, did they gain more clarity as well, versus when you first started? Or how are you approaching content and marketing specifically, right? Because affiliate marketing is the product that you pick is really just not that other pieces along the way. Certainly you don't want to seed and set up what you're saying in your marketing to match and align with what you're offering. But there's lots of things you're doing before you get to the place to where you're actually recommending something. So how has that shifted? Or can you just say more about that in relation to kind of what we're talking about? What have you learned? What did you change that's getting you better results?
So when I had first started, I didn't really have a plan at all for my content creation. It was just kind of recreating videos and trying to get a feel for the space. And then I realized that I wasn't necessarily trying to like recreate the viral videos, but I found the videos that got me the most leads and got the most people like interested in my help were the ones where I was actually talking and giving information. So it wasn't just the videos where you're pointing at the screen and random words come up. Like I got a lot of engagement where I would sit down and have a conversation and teach them something. So like the value of sticking with one offer, or the value of using this versus this. And I would just take in questions and then I would make a video on that. And I found that as I grew, I kind of got more comfortable giving advice the more that I learned. At the beginning, it was just like, I'm completely new here. I don't know what to talk about. I was terrified for anyone to ask me a question. And I'm like, what if I say the wrong thing? And then it really was just like learning as much as I could and jumping in with confidence. And I'm like, I can make a TikTok video now that's a minute long and talk to you and give you all this valuable information, as opposed to just kind of sitting on the screen scared. And you could probably tell if you scroll to the bottom of my TikTok, the first few, I was just sitting there and I looked terrified. And I'm like, okay, so I need to add more value and add more information. And then when people would come to me, they would ask where I learned it all. How did I get started? And then that's when I kind of could start introducing the offer. So it brought a lot of warmer leads in because they were already aware of who I am and what I do. So when they came to talk to me, they were actually interested. And most of them were asking me, what are you offering? What are you doing? Like, how can I do this too? As opposed to just the videos at the beginning where it was just, hey, here's a link in my bio, go check it out. The people kind of just kept scrolling past that. So definitely change the content in providing value, and it's a game changer.
Yeah, and I love how you just very simply just let people know right there that the way that you went from not knowing what you were talking about to knowing what you were talking about was you just went in and learned the material.
Yep.
It's kind of like if you want to be a part of the book club and be able to be a part of the discussion,
read the book.
Read the book. You know, it's like that meme. I wonder if I can find it. But it's basically where the guy is looking in the book. This one right here. I just found it. Hold on a second. Oh, this is my jam. Let me try to see if I can oh yeah. Hold on. This thing is so hilarious. Oh damn it. All right, here we go. It's this one. How to make money work.
Yeah, I've seen that one before. Go to work.
Right, like, oh crap, like tears, tears. So well, very, very cool. Very cool stuff. And I love, just the fact that you're really what is coming up for me right now is the fact that the playing field is truly leveled with this business. I'm sitting here talking to a Canadian female who I don't know if you said you were in your 20s. I would assume you're still in your 20s, but
not for long.
Yeah, I'm in my later 30s, not there for long, but and I get to talk to people, male, female, all kinds of different religions and cultures and races and stuff. And the playing field is really truly leveled. I mean, I know in corporate America, and I know in many large corporations, and just, I guess, society in general, and certainly many countries, it is difficult for a woman to out earn or, get more opportunity than men. I think we can all just kind of agree to that, whatever your philosophy or values are. I mean, that's just traditionally how it's been. But I'll tell you, the internet just instantly fixes that. You know what I mean? It just instantly just
The game is definitely changing now. Like,
yeah,
we're on a whole new playing field.
You want to know where, you know, and this is all over the news and it's like equal pay and all that. And I absolutely, for those who will never find this world and land, I absolutely want all as much opportunity for as many people, especially those who have not had it up until this point. But I'll tell you, if you want to instantly just remove yourself from that circus, the internet. Now, I'm not saying people can't be mean, and I'm not saying people aren't still judgmental, racist, homophobic. I mean, all these same things, characteristics that people have still exist, but your ability to be able to learn, implement, and start earning is equal to mine and equal to anybody else's. And that is a big deal. It's a big thought.
Yes.
And I think you should be proud of yourself of how you did not stay in a shitty situation for long and instead took massive action. And along the way, have now taught yourself, along with some training and of course some help, but you know when to be the student and when to be the teacher. And now look at you. You're well on your way to this being a career if you want it to be, and that's gotta feel good.
Like it completely flipped my life upside down. Well, I was in the middle of flipping it, but this kind of flipped it back.
Yeah. Well, I like how when somebody's trying to flip your life and then you just take it and flip it back on them.
I was like, no, sir, we're not doing this.
Yeah, you're not all that. Nobody's that good. Nobody's that good to stay stuck. No boss is that good. No man is that good. No woman is that good to stay in a shitty situation where you're being abused, you're being unappreciated, you're being disrespected, because life is so short, my friends. And if you look at what's going on over there in Ukraine right now, which I am overwhelmed by the bravery and the sobering reality of how fast their life changed. If any of us think that life, we're nice and safe here in America, we're whatever, this world's crazy and nothing is guaranteed from day to day. So you should be proud of yourself. My thoughts, prayers, and great energy goes to the people in Ukraine, any of our members in our community who have Ukrainian family or people over there in the country who may be in harm's way. We're thinking and praying for you. And Danielle, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
Okay, we'll talk to you soon. All right, come back and keep us posted.
Absolutely.
All right, see ya.
See ya.
All right, my friends, we are coming up on another month here. And my friends, it is like it's a crazy world that we're living in right now. And my what's heavy on my heart this morning is the fact that you know what's happening over in Ukraine right now, and even over in Russia with you know with at least 40 million people inside of Ukraine, as they're running to the banks to try to go get cash out. They don't know what's going to be happening with their you know in Russia, even the people in Russia, because of the choices that their president is making. You know, even they're going and doing bank runs and trying to get cash out of the bank. You know, especially the people in Ukraine. You know, they don't have anywhere to go, and as heroic as it is, and I can't even imagine what it's like to have to make a decision to stay and defend your land. I just know that that I can never be too prepared. I can never be too careful. And I know for me, I want to make sure that I have all the resources, cash, you know, if I need some sort of firearms protection, whatever, but I want to have those things within my possession so I can protect myself and have the flexibility if and when something crazy happens. And I've just been thinking about what it would be like to be told that you know, if you're a man my age, you can't leave, you got to stay and defend the country and stuff. It just makes me think about all the things that I get to do every day that are so easy that I make so difficult, you know, shooting videos and even doing the show. Sometimes I can wake up and be like, nah, I don't want to go do that. But what a blessing. How easy is this? It's so easy. And you know, that's how I'm choosing to use this conflict in this situation. I believe everything that happens in life you can use and learn something and take something away from it. It doesn't just have to be, it just doesn't have to be something that happens in vain. Certainly so many people are going to lose their lives and be affected and be you know, put out of their homes, lose their homes. There's already buildings that are being destroyed, you know, entire people's possessions, their heirlooms. I don't know, just everything. And to me, I get to get up every day and use, you know, my cell phone. I get to show up, you know, in the safety of my own home. I get to order an Uber Eats or enjoy all these benefits of the first world. To me, it just, you know, that's how I'm choosing to look at this. It allows me to have empathy and compassion and try to feel what it's like. Imagine what it's like. I'll never feel, but imagine what it's like to go through that while being extremely grateful for what I have and using it as a way to look at, well, what do I got to do today? This shit's easy. Let me knock it out. I'm happy to do it. I'm grateful I get to do this stuff. Look at the alternatives, you know? And I'm telling you, gratitude, an attitude of gratitude will change everything. It'll change everything because now everything's not, you know, shit colored. I get to take off the shit colored glasses and I get to see all the colors in life. And sometimes for me, I just don't get to wake up and smell the flowers and remember how good I got it in this business and in this life. How much opportunity I have until I see somebody else really having a tough time. And I hate that that's how it is. But unfortunately, that's how my human brain works. It's like sometimes you don't know what you got until you don't got it anymore. So again, thoughts, prayers, and compassion for those who are dealing with aggression and violence today, and who don't have the same opportunities that I have and we have here. And my friends, please seize the day. We'll be back with you tomorrow for another episode.